Hi guys, this is me, Rusty, 78609 in Central Texas. This video is related to Prius camping or camping in a Prius. I had a comment related to two things. Number one, how do you set your Prius up for camping for two? And the second part of it was, how do you black out all of the windows? First part is, how do you set your Prius up for camping for two? I really can't address that too well because I'm single, age 70, and travel by myself. However, there is a video on YouTube that I saw where a guy had cut some plywood, took the seats out and put some plywood in to make it lay flat. My recommendation would be just to lay the other seat flat and go with that, and just use your Prius as a tent, and take you a folding shade that you can buy at Walmart for like 50 bucks. It's like an 8x8 or whatever it is, shade, and set that up outside for you to sit under during the day, and just use your car as a place to sleep, like a tent. And that way it should work for two people. And because with two people, you're going to have a lot of stuff, and so you'll have to bear that in mind. As far as cooking and so forth, that's something you're on your own on that. The second part of the question was related to how to black out your windows. For the front window, what I use is what's called a heat shield. This thing just unfolds and goes across the whole front window. It's aluminum. The product is called Heat Shield, one word, and you can buy it over the internet. It's a good quality. I've had this one for a little over 3 years, maybe 4 years, because I had it in my, this is actually my third Prius. This is a 2013 that I've had for 3 years, and it's got about 40,000 miles on it. I've been camping in it a few times. I've camped in my Prius. The longest single journey was 28 nights in a row, and then after that I did a couple of 8s, 10s, 9s, and it works great for me, really does. And my theory is the less you take, the better off you are. But back to the window covering, blacken it out. And the back window, this big window right here, what you can do is buy you some of this stuff. It's called bubble wrap, I think, and you can get it at the Lowe's or Home Depot. It's really cheap, and you can put some Velcro tape on it, and then on the inside of your back window, and just stick it up in the back window, and that blocks, that'll black out the back window if you need to. I only used it a few times. The front one I use all the time. And for your side windows, I use mosquito netting. It really doesn't black them out all the way, but I'll get to that in a minute. This mosquito netting is no-see-um netting. You can buy it at hardware stores. It'll be about $10 a roll, and it'll take you maybe, I just cut them to the size of the window, and then the way they're held on the window is by using what's called plumber's tape. I got stuff in my car now. But this right here, I mean, it's called painter's tape. I'm sorry, painter's tape. But this blue stuff, this is called clean release, but it's painter's tape, and you can use that to hold those screens on the outside of your windows. I have tried putting them on the inside of the windows so I don't have to put them up every time I stop. But what happens is, when the window is down, that little space to the inside, there's stuff that gets in there, leaves and bugs and stuff. And so I just started putting them on the outside. You know, it's personal preference. You can put them on the inside or the outside, doesn't matter. Because all you're trying to do is keep bugs out when you've got the windows down, that's all. And this stuff works great. I've never had a mosquito bother me inside the car, ever. So that works fine. There's another option you can do on the side windows, and I did it the first time I went. I didn't use them, but a couple of times I got rid of it because it's too much crap. You can get some little dowels about as big around as your little finger. Dowels, D-O-W-E-L-S, dowels, wooden dowels. They're round pieces of wood, and you can get different lengths, but you can get one that's about 6 foot long or whatever, and you can rig it up on each side so that you can hang a curtain on it. You can use the dowel like a curtain rod, and then that'll black out the side windows. You can You know, get a dowel, get some curtains, and you can cut the curtains to fit the window, you know what I mean? Or you can just hang a towel or however you want to rig it up. But you can do that. That'll work fine. You know, I've actually just taken a towel, put it through the window and roll the window up and let the window hold the towel in place, and that works for me too. You know, the old KISS rule, keep it simple, stupid. I adhere to that because when I'm camping, I don't want to jack with a lot of stuff. I just want to be at peace and harmony with Mother Nature, and that's all I really want to do. So anyway, I think that's covered the Prius camping comment. Camping for two, check it out on YouTube, or else just fold the other seat down and use the car as a tent. Window coverings here. I've got another tip too. I didn't use this much, but this is what they call it's called a super something, well, it's a solar shower is what it is. I found this when I was camping, and it hangs up in a tree, and this plastic bag holds about a gallon or two of water, and this little nozzle here, the little blue nozzle, if you can see it, is the sprayer, and you pull it on and push it back off, and it works okay. The best thing I have, and you add water here, lay it in the sun for about an hour, and hang it up in the tree, and it's a perfectly good shower. I did use it a few times. I would never have bought it. I just happened to go to a campsite and it was hanging out in the brush in a tree, and obviously some camper had gone off and left it, and I did use it a few times. I thought it was neat, but the best solution for me for hygiene or showering on the road is to take those little handheld water sprayers that hold about, I don't know, maybe a pint or a quart, whatever they are. They're just small. You can buy them at the dollar store or Walmart. You know, you just squeeze them and they spray, and they got a little dial nozzle like that. And you know, you can just spritz yourself in the mornings when you get up, in the face and your hair, and you know, under your arms, all the places where the hair is. You know, spritz that real good. And then you know, and you can also just take a gallon jug and pour it over. You know, put on a swimsuit and just pour a gallon jug over you. That'll work. And it's not that hard to take a shower on the road, okay? And I think a lot of people make a big deal out of it. I think the biggest problem is taking a crap, okay? Because if you're near those old outdoor toilets that they have in the national parks and state parks, they're okay, but there's something about me in there taking a crap, and there's a line of people waiting for me to finish. You know, I don't want to get a round of applause when I come out, you know what I mean? They do make 3 and 5 gallon portable toilet. Costs you about 100 to 150 bucks, and it actually flushes. It's about this high. It's just a regular toilet. You put in 3 to 5 gallons of water depending on which unit you buy, and I've used them and they're perfect. And in fact, if I had room in the Prius when I go camping, I would take one, but even if I had it, where would I sit on it? Okay, that's another problem you got. So but again, it is a solution if you can figure out how to use it. What I'm working on now is I'm looking into getting a Nissan NV200 cargo van and converting it into a camper, and that would work better for me than the Prius even. So you know, I went from, I'll show you my travel trailer, I'll point it over there in just a minute, but there's a travel trailer right there, 26-foot bunkhouse Jayco J-Flight that I've had for, 3 years. That's my 5th RV. I full-timed RV for over 20 years. This has been parked for a year. I've been going camping. For the last 3 years, I've been pretty much just getting my camping adventures in my Prius. But back to the NV200, it's a Nissan minivan, delivery van, 25 miles a gallon. It's got a 5-year, 100,000-mile warranty, and the back part of the van would make a perfect camping area for me. You could put the bed on one side, and then I could take a toilet, and I could take a few other things maybe. I don't like to take a lot of things, but at 25 miles a gallon, that's damned economical for traveling and camping, because when I was pulling my travel trailer, if I got 8 miles a gallon, that was a good day. Okay, I'm telling you, a very good day. And that was being as frugal as I possibly could. So with that in mind, my next project is the NV200. But anyway, let me pan around here and I'll show you I'll show you my travel trailer, and you can see what I got. Obviously, there's my Prius, so we got that did. And we'll kind of pan. There's my travel trailer right there. Right there. So, yeah, it's under, I got it under a cover, and I've got a little patio in the front. And so this is my, quote, what you would call home base. And I'm here most of the time. And I love it. I've got Wi-Fi, I've got antenna TV. I bought me a Roku TV yesterday because my Vizio went out, and it works perfectly, knock on wood. And but anyway, I think I've covered just about everything except I want to mention two things. One, my channel is Rusty78609, all lowercase rather, no spaces. And I've got a playlist on my home page or my channel. There's a playlist, and you click on playlist and you'll see camping in a Prius. Just click on that, and there's a whole list of videos that I've done. I think I've done about, I don't know, between 15 and 20 short videos related to camping in a Toyota Prius. And so check those out, and they'll be very helpful. You know, I wished I'd have known all the things then that I had to find out the hard way. You know, I mean, I actually learned a lot of things on the road. But and another thing, you know, always remember when you're going camping in anything, if you're going in a tent, a Prius, or an RV, I don't care what it is, if you're going traveling or camping, it's not going to be as comfortable as when you were at home. It just isn't. Because, you know, like right here, this is pretty much a bug-free environment, except late in the evenings we get a few, maybe a very few mosquitoes, not many. And this is a very good place for a home base. I'm in Central Texas, USA. And, but there are places that you're going to travel that you're going to run into no-see-ums, which are a little microscopic mosquito that are going to drive you nuts, particularly in the western U.S. And that's about the only area I travel in now is the western USA, because it's so beautiful, so vast, so wide open. And there are a number of places you can camp for virtually nothing. And there are places you can camp for free on public lands, and I've done that. But I do prefer the national parks, the Bureau of Land Management, and the Corps of Engineers. Those are my favorite three places because they're usually not quite as busy, they're cleaner, and they're just more enjoyable. And some of them even have showers, which is nice because, you know, once you've spritzed for a few days, taking a nice hot shower does feel good. But bear in mind that when you're traveling, you're not going to be comfortable. It's an adventure, and the price you pay for that adventure is to be a little out of your element. You know what I mean? You'll sleep well. I mean, I sleep great in the Prius, and I eat good. But you know, you're in a different environment. You know, you don't know exactly where the next well, you can find out by doing a Google search for the next gasoline station and things, and it makes it a little predictable. But still, you're a little off base. You're not sure if you got to take the next turn, the one down the road. You're not at home, so bear that in mind. But it's still great. You'll still enjoy it. You'll never forget some of the beauty of the U.S. when you get out into the Four Corners area of the USA, you know, Utah, Colorado, Arizona, and New Mexico, the Four Corners area. You know, that's just a beautiful place. I mean, you know, you get into some parts of Utah are beautiful. I'm telling you, and northern Nevada is great. Of course, northern California is great, all the way up the Highway 1 up into Oregon and Washington State, cross over to Montana, you know, into Idaho, and, you know, check all that out. And also another thing, whenever you're camping, just remember that if you have to set food out in an ice chest because you're going to sleep in your Prius and you don't have room for your ice chest, where you got to set it out on the ground, take a bungee cord or two and fasten it, because believe me, raccoons can figure out how to open an ice chest, and they will. And a bear will certainly do it. You know, they'll beat on it, because I've actually heard them at night. You know, and looked out the window, and not a bear, but coons are there. They'll work like crazy trying to get that stuff out of your ice chest. So again, this is Rusty. Rusty78609 is my channel, and you guys enjoy your camping in a Prius. I'll enjoy mine, but I am checking into that Nissan NV200. And also, Ford makes what they call a Ford Transit. It doesn't have as good a warranty, but it gets maybe a little better gas mileage. But they are, you know, the price on those is a new one. I'm not going to buy a new one, I don't think. but a new Nissan NV200, after all the dealer discounts, is going to cost you somewhere around $21,000, and the same way for the Ford Transit. But if you get one about 2 or 3 years old, particularly the NV200, since it has a 5-year, 100,000-mile warranty, if you can get one that's 2 years old, you can probably drop that down to about 16, 17, and you're getting home then. You're getting close. By the time you finance it, you're looking at $225 a month. Anyway, let me get off of this thing. So anyway, you guys enjoy your Prius camping. I'll enjoy my life one day at a time. Again, I'm 70 years old, retired, and life is good. So thumbs up to you guys. Enjoy your day. Adios, amigos. Means goodbye, friends, in Spanish. And carpe diem means seize the day. So bye-bye. Bye-bye. I always do that. Why, I don't know.